Hi, I'm Kaz Maslanka, and I would like to give you some tools to access the mathematical visual poem titled El Puente del Corazón, the Bridge of Heart. The mathematical structure that I used for the metaphorical expressions in this piece is a similar triangles poem, image schema. If you're not familiar with this type of expression, then I strongly recommend checking out the links below. These links will provide you with an understanding of the mechanics and functionality of these kinds of expressions. The one link, titled A Cognitive View of Pandemic Meditation, will provide a deep dive using the language of cognitive linguistics to illuminate the dynamics of these structures. That said, don't worry, for one can experience a lot in this poem with only a limited knowledge of beginning algebra. So check it out and let me know how you liked it in the comments section below. I hope you enjoy the aesthetics of analyzation and thinking as much as I do. Thanks. This piece involves bridging two historic traditions from opposite sides of the world, Central America and Asia. As a resident of Southern California, one's exposed to all the richness of the Mexican culture, as well as the importance of the Mayan culture. The Popol Vuh is the creation story that the Mayans wrote. It's a story from the Quiche people. The original translation came from a monk who translated into Spanish. And since the original translation was in Spanish, I went ahead and made my piece in Spanish as well. That said, for this video, I will translate and discuss everything in English. The concept of emptiness is found in the Mayan creation story, as described in the Popol Vuh. Yet emptiness is also a fundamental concept of the Heart Sutra, an important tenet in the tradition of Zen Buddhism. In the context of mathematics, this piece uses a similar triangles poem structure or mapping, a metaphorical mapping. And we do this mapping across two sets of corresponding legs found in similar triangles. A divided by B equals C divided by D. Yet this particular expression is a little different than any of the other similar triangles poems that I've done in the past. This one's more akin to a congruent triangle poem. That is, A divided by B equals B divided by A. Furthermore, we use a lexical mapping to express the statement, emptiness is to form as form is to emptiness. In mathematics, we would say, emptiness divided by form is equal to form divided by emptiness. In Spanish, we'd say, vacuidad es la forma, lo que la forma es a vacuidad. So let us use algebra to simplify this expression to see where it goes. Here's the English translation of the Spanish. Emptiness divided by form equals form divided by emptiness. Then in the next line, we multiply both sides by emptiness. So when we go to the next line, we can see that on the right side of the equation, we have emptiness divided by emptiness equals 1. Furthermore, 1 multiplied by form is going to be form. So we go to the next line and we can see that we've multiplied emptiness times emptiness, and we get emptiness squared divided by form equals form. So if we divide both sides by form, then we would get emptiness squared divided by form times form equals form divided by form. If we go down to the next line, on the left we multiply form times form to get form squared. On the right, anything divided by itself is going to be 1, so we get 1. So we end up with this expression saying emptiness squared divided by form squared equals 1. So we've simplified the expression in order to point at the concept of oneness or atonement, at-one-ment. Atonement is generally thought of in a Christian context as relating to sin and redemption. In this context, we can think about karma and how karma can burn away through enlightenment, and how the cycle of form and emptiness is form, it resolves into at-one-ment. I'd like to use a quote from Sam Harris to help us understand the phrase used in this mathematical poem. In the Prajna Paramitra Sutra, the Heart Sutra, it's written that form is emptiness and emptiness is form. Form is not other than emptiness and emptiness not other than form. Emptiness in this context refers to what experience is like prior to conceptualization. Everything is simply appearing, and at the level of experience, everything is inseparable from consciousness itself, or whatever you want to call this condition of appearance. So there are no things really. There's just this display of appearances. And consciousness is not one thing either, nor is it many. It's merely open and without definition, and yet it allows for everything to appear without impediment. It's no mere vacancy. Rather, it's vividly aware of itself as itself. Ceasing to overlook this condition wherever you are or whatever is apparently happening is meditation. Within the imagery of this work, the circular-shaped object is called an ilwon-sang in Korean, or in Japanese it's called an inso. The Zen monks practice meditating with ink brush painting, continually making this over, creating the perfect circle. The perfect circle is a Zen Buddhist symbol of emptiness, and you can see it in this piece as it appears in front of the Mayan creator god. His name, another name for the creator god, is Heart of Sky. And he reaches for it. A quote from the Popol Vuh follows on the right side of the piece. Here is the English translation of that Spanish text. Now it still ripples. Now it still ripples. Now it still murmurs. Ripples. It still sighs. Still hums. And it's empty under the sky.